2. Drexler Limited was housed in a squat, unadorned, and nameless 3-story red brick building that had been erected in the early 20th century, and that at one time had been a factory that made starter motors for a budding automotive industry. There were wide plank hardwood floors that had been sanded and stained a dark mahogany color, but still bore the scars of boxes and equipment being dragged across them. There were massive exposed ceiling beams and 12 by 12 posts, closely spaced, to support the weight of the heavy machinery that had once rested on the second and third floors. Jamison's office was on the second floor, and he was surprised to see that he had been given an actual office with walls and a door, and not the cubicle that most modern companies assign to the lesser-paid help. The wooden desk in his office was large, and was either an antique or a good facsimile of one. It was beautifully made. He also had a wooden file cabinet that matched the desk as opposed to a typical sheet metal file cabinet purchased from somewhere like Staples. The computer on the desk was not an antique. It was an Apple laptop with a 16-inch screen and wasn't more than a year old. He even had a window with a view. The view, in his case, being a water tower with the name Cornhuskers painted on it in large red letters. He subsequently learned that Cornhuskers had been plagiarized from the University of Nebraska and was the name of the local high school's sports teams. His enclosed office was not the only thing he found unusual about the building. The first floor had only 2 occupants. When you entered the building through the main entrance, the first thing you saw was a desk where an armed guard was seated. Behind the guard was a wall that had a single locked door that provided access to the remainder of the first floor. Off to one side of the guard's desk was a wide staircase that led to the second and third floors, and an ancient, slow-moving elevator for anyone unable to use the stairs. The guard's only function appeared to be making sure that the people who entered the building were people who worked there or who had an appointment. If he had other duties, Jamison had no idea what they could be. Nor could he guess why the guard was armed. Drexler Limited wasn't a jewelry store.